All right, so I got this video discussing why some Americans have decided to move abroad after the 2024 election. I definitely wanted to share this. My quick thoughts on this are that uh, I cannot see uh, and a political administration making me want to uproot and leave my entire family and everything I know behind. That's just me. But let's hear y'all. Let me know what y'all think. All right, I'll leave it at that. We'll discuss the rest later. Maybe this video will change my mind. Maybe not. But y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
When it comes to the American dream, I feel that I lived it, and it's literally the reason that I left. We were in our 3-story townhome. We had the trucks. I was in my big girl corporate 6-figure job. We had the things, and it wasn't a dream. It was more of like a fuzz, really.
32-year-old Bianca Lynch is a full-time digital nomad from North Carolina. While she's always wanted travel to be a part of her life, after the results of the 2024 election, she says she's making it permanent.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world.
It's very, very hard for us to see ourselves coming back and being in this country, having to be around that many people who felt that is someone who needs to be in power.
We've been following this trend of young people who don't see a future in this country. Before the election, you might remember our reporting about Gen Z Americans who felt like the American dream was out of reach.
I think the past 5 months where I hit 500 job applications, I got so depressed because I blamed myself.
And they said they were so exhausted by politics, they didn't even vote.
It's hard to change, but it's sometimes harder to stay where you're at.
Now, after the election, they're not alone in looking to leave the country. Google searches for digital nomad visas, how to move to Canada, and best countries to move to all peaked the day after the election and have since come back down, but still a striking shift.
I would say that right now, since the election, the biggest trend is people looking for a plan B.
In 2022, Jen Barnett founded Expatsy to help fellow Americans travel and move abroad. She left America after the 2016 election.
Our site really first took off when Roe versus Wade was overturned.
Jen says her site saw 10 months worth of traffic in the 2 weeks after the election, and the top reasons people say they want to leave has changed. With 72% of visitors to their website citing the U.S. being too conservative as the reason they want to move, which she says is a 30% increase from before.
If I had to pick from this, if anything were to make me want to get up out of here, it's probably going to be the U.S. is too divided. Right, I feel like we're divided in so many different ways. Not just race, not just wealth disparities, but like even in our own communities, within the Black community, within the Hispanic community, and I can't say I don't even think it happens within the white community, but definitely within the minority communities. There's so much division because everybody is trying to live up to this idea of I'll say the white American dream, and as soon as they get a taste of it, they turn their backs on those within the community and don't pour back into the community, and it further creates a divide. Even within the Black community, we all know we're extremely divided. We're not only divided by skin tone, skin color. We're divided by wealth. We're also divided by even African Americans versus Africans, immigrant Africans, right? Which I've said before, I don't understand that whole dynamic because if you are an immigrant African, you are going to walk into a store and they're going to treat you like an African American here in America, no matter what. And if you're an African American, you think you're any better than an immigrant African makes no sense to me because for the same reasons. Like we're all being treated the same, right? So just because they speak differently, I'm talking people from Africa have obviously an African accent, or their culture is different. It means that the only difference there is just a misunderstanding in our community, but to everybody else, we literally can walk down the street, look at somebody without speaking, and they're going to treat us the exact same way. They're going to treat us the same, right? So, I would, if I were to want to leave, which I don't, I think that is the number one cause, and it's more so not even because of the division within the country overall, but more so like I described, the division within the Black community is tough to get around. It's hard to receive support from our own people, whether that be through entrepreneurship, through really through anything, career development, anything from our own people, because we tend to have what has been described as the crabs in the barrel mentality, and that comes from being divided. But y'all let me know, which one would y'all pick for sure?
Which she says is a 30% increase from before the election.
Some people who maybe don't agree with the president-elect saying, now is not the time to give up. It's a time to invest. It's a time to stay here. It's time to focus on our community. With you leaving, someone with that mindset might be like, are you giving up?
No, that's fair. I mean, I would honestly just ask the question,
That's what I would say.
Is it worth it to you to fight the fight?
Yes.
Do you have that fight in you? Because honestly, I don't have it. Instead of trying to change an entire country, when I can simply remove myself and go somewhere else and by default be happier, I'm choosing peace.
Do you think there's any circumstances where you could see yourself coming back to the U.S.? Let's say in 4 years, there's another president that you do agree with.
The election was not the only reason that we decided to leave the country. Even under people who are not Trump, American culture is still American culture. It's still the rat race. It's very hard to imagine coming back after experiencing something way better.
Maya Eaglin, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay.
Didn't change my mind. We have. I can't argue with her though on the terms of like it's not worth it to her to stay. That's just the bottom line. There's nothing really else really for me to say if someone says that, right? That's the question. I guess that's the question that needs to be answered from an individual perspective. Is it worth it to you? For me, it is not worth it. At least not this early in life. I would be unwilling to leave, like I said at the beginning of the video, unwilling to leave my family and friends and everything that I know behind at this point in my life, just simply because there's still a lot of work that can be done to live the dream that I have. I won't call it the American dream, the dream that I have for myself, the life that I have for myself. And I'm seeing progression. I see, in my life and getting towards those goals, I see that. So, and I've always said, I've never, and she traveled. I usually ask people when they say this, like, have you ever even traveled? I mean, I believe her whole business is like a traveling agency, right? So, I've been to quite a few countries, quite a few cities outside of the United States. and I enjoyed some, really enjoyed some that I can definitely be there long term, but living for forever, no, not. I haven't been to a place that I would want to live forever. Maybe I just need more traveling to do. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But like I said, I can't fight her on just what she said. Like, but to the reporter's point, uh, would that feel like giving up? And to me, yes. That's how I feel. That's how I felt when the story started. It was like she just gave up. You know, she gave up. She gave up the fight. She gave up on wanting better for herself here. Nope. I don't believe it was ever said that it'd be easy to make it here in America. It's not going to be easy to make it anywhere, right? And part of probably the reason why she's seeing success wherever she's at now is because America has built her up to be able to withstand a lot of the changes and the difficulties just with life in general, whether it be through entrepreneurship, finding, finding a career, or, just overall how people treat you. Yes, it is hard out here. And it's harder in other places, but it is hard out here. You got a lot of people. It's a free economy for the, on paper. It's free. It's a free economy. You can get out here. You can really make something of yourself. But it's not easy. Like the young lady described, I think like midway through the video, how she put in 500 applications in 5 months. I did that before. I did that before. I think mine was 200 and something applications. I was hitting for about 10%, about 20 interviews, about 15 different interviews, but 20 total interviews, and got like 2 offers, over the span of just like 3 or 4 months myself. So, it's not easy, right? And the last offer that I ended up getting was exactly what I wanted for that time, right? And so sometimes it just takes patience and and perseverance and just putting in the work. But I personally just can't see it being any easier. And me personally, I have not been raised in a way that I'm going to be looking for the easiest, the the I'll say the easiest way out. I look for the most efficient, but the easiest doesn't always mean the best, and it won't build character on the way. Right now, obviously, if I'm looking down a path, I'm not going to choose the most difficult path. Like like we're not going to be foolish, right? But I'm not going to do something like get up and like I said, uproot my family and friends and everything to try and find some easier, what I would say more peaceful living elsewhere. I just don't believe that from at least from a treatment perspective, black folks are going to get treated any better anywhere else than we do here, right? I think I am a firm believer that America has, especially these days with technology and news spreading so fast and everybody able to see into other cities, countries, neighborhoods from anywhere in the world at the push of a button. America has set a precedence on how to treat African Americans, and so at this point, you can go anywhere. I mean, I was just watching a video the other day of a guy. He was actually a white guy who was playing a game online, and he was playing a game online with someone from a whole nother country, and I guess that person online thought this guy sounded black. Like I said, he was white, and immediately started, saying, "Oh, you're black." What did he say? He said something about your president is Joe Biden. I bet you voted for Joe Biden because you're black, and just it was stupid. It really wasn't even offensive. It was actually kind of funny because, like I said, the guy he was talking to, or the guy that was talking to him was white. But it's just a prime example of like wherever this guy is from, clearly not from America, and he had an accent. So I not to be stereotypical, but I assume that he was from somewhere else. Well, I know he was from somewhere else. I'm pretty sure he was from somewhere else. And he's talking about our president and connecting the fact that, a lot of black people voted for Joe Biden. Like, so imagine going to wherever he's at and believing that you're going to get a better life when the information is just out there of how people are treated, how black folks are being treated, and how the rest of the world will look at how to treat us. I don't believe it. I just don't believe that there is long-term success. This trend started in like 2020, I believe. I started seeing it in 2020 during the pandemic, people getting up out of here. And I know the conversation started, what I saw, after 2016, but actually physically seeing people that I know actually get up out of here for at least a little bit of time started in 2020. I would like to, in the next 3-5 years, I would like to actually see how many of those people stay gone for I would say 8 to 10 years or more. Right? It's easy to say. It's easy to be gone for 6 months. It's easy to be gone for a year, even 2 years. But can you actually be gone for good? I think a lot of this is talk, and I think the experience outside of the United States, I guess overall positive experience is gonna kind of die down, and then they'll be missing home. That's what I think. But I would love for anybody who's watching this who either knows someone, specifically if anybody is someone who's been gone for more than 5 years, at least 5 years, to comment. Let me know. I'm curious to know what your experience has been like, and if you plan on coming back. I'm also curious to know if anybody has tried it and then came back, and why did you come back? All right, drop a comment so that people watching this can see. I'm really curious, but in either event, this is always a good discussion. All right, so definitely, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich for Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.